single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way. Every single day, I'm gonna make something great. That's my way.
Hey there, Cerise here. Welcome to Sosua Shores Story Time again. Well, guys, this story comes to me from a gentleman located in Maryland, Baltimore. We're going to call him Music, just because he is in the music industry. And we don't always have to pick names for people, right? But you guys are aware that I do conceal the names for confidentiality purposes. Okay, the backdrop on this guy. So first of all, he contacted me and we got disconnected. He left me a voice note on WhatsApp, and I was so busy I couldn't dig to all of the messages at the time. I had like 200 messages to get through on WhatsApp, so I couldn't respond to him immediately. In the meantime, I'm getting things done in the kitchen, preparing dinner, and, trying to do 20,000 things at once, and I get a phone call from a Dominican woman. Now, it was a Dominican number, so I answered it immediately. Dominican numbers are 809, 829, or 849. So I answered the phone, and I'm like, hello. And she's like, hola. And I was like, oh, okay. And I understood most of it, but I wanted to make sure I understood her fully. And so I said to her, ¿Tú hablas inglés? Yo hablo poco español. And she's like, oh, you don't speak Spanish? Okay. Bam. She went right into her English. And I was like, oh, all right. This chick is on the ball. And she said to me, I have a guy in America that wants to send me money and I need your help. I'm like, okay, how can I help you? She's like, well, we're told not to go outside, and everyone that goes outside to Caribbean Express, you can see the lineups are really dangerous because everyone is just standing so close together. And she just didn't want to go out. And I don't blame her. I live in Los Charamicos, and down the street from me, there is a Caribbean Express. And every single time I go past that Caribbean Express, I do see a big, long lineup. Guys, you're going to hear some noise outside. I live in a town, and it's busy right now, almost lunchtime. So you're going to hear a lot of motorbikes going by. So yes, speaking of going by, when I go by Caribbean Express, there is a lot of activity going on there. Everyone has their masks on, and they're not necessarily standing, meters apart, but they're being very careful. They have their gloves on and their masks on. But she said to me that it's just too risky and she doesn't want to do it. Now, she is a working lady. Usually I call them ladies of the night. But Ray, hello Ray, my buddy on WhatsApp, contacted me and he's like, Cerise, we call them working ladies, working girls. And I'm like, oh, working girls, of course. I call them ladies of the night, but they don't only work at night here. They work in the daytime too. Prostitution is legal here, for those of you who don't know. So when this girl called me, I was like, all right, tell me what you want me to say. How can I help you? And she's like, well, I think he thinks like trying to scam him or something. She's like, I have a bank account, Ban Reserva. He can put the money in my bank account, and I don't even have to go stand in lineups. All I have to do is go put my bank card in the bank machine, and I will have the money for my son to eat. I'm like, wow, okay, that makes sense. And I was quite impressed. She's like, I'm going to give him my full name. I'm going to give him my account address, my account number. Like, I'm not trying to rip him off. And I said, okay, I got you. Don't worry. And she's like, do you understand me? And I said, absolutely. So I got, I responded to her in Spanglish, a little bit of English, a little bit of Spanish. And I let her know that, yes, it's the quarantino now. And you're trying to be careful. You have a child. And you just want to make sure that you get that money. And you want to make sure that you can pay for yourself and your food. And I like the way that she was doing it. This girl had a bank account and everything. She's on point, She's not just trying to get something from someone. So she said, okay, I'm going to tell him to call you back. And please, can you talk to him for me? I'm like, absolutely. So Music calls me and he's like, hi, Cerise. I'm calling from Maryland. And he told me his background. Okay, and I'm going to go into his background now. So his mom died 8 months ago, a little over 8 months ago, I would think. His brother died 2 months after. Can you imagine? His brother is mourning his mom and dies. So now Music, mourning his mother and his brother, decides that he just needs to get away. He's never been to the Dominican Republic before. So when his friends were telling him to travel along, he thought, why not? They come here often. But they wanted him to come so he could just get some, anxiety out, release some energy and, reformat his mind type of thing. So he came. Now, him and his buddies all went in on a villa. Each of them spent $200. I'm pretty sure it was for the week. $200 each for the villa. And they went to the grocery store and they stocked up on a whole bunch of groceries. So they they ate well all week and they lived well all week. And he said he was here to be at the party but not be of the party. Those are his words exactly. At the party but not of the party. He said he was coming to have some fun. He was coming to, get involved with all the good things that go on in this playground here that the men enjoy. But he wanted to also take it slow. He wasn't just coming for that. He was also coming to check out and see what Dominican Republic was all about. So he gets here, and of course the men start to get their ladies and stuff like that. And he thought for sure he was going to get it on every single night, and he was like, Cerise, the women there are beautiful. He's like, they're sensual. He's like, you can't get a woman like that in America to serve you the way they do in the Dominican Republic. And I'm like, really? Why? He's like, well, you just can't. Women, if you're making $25 an hour and your woman is making $25 an hour and she's tired and don't want to give it up, you're not getting it. Even if you go out and put the garbage out and you do everything she wants you to do, you're still not going to get it unless she wants to give it up. He's like, and sex is very important to most men. It goes part and parcel, right? And he's like, the ladies, they're very sensual with their Latin affection, and they love to treat a man like a king. Yes, they're getting something out of it. They're getting paid for it. He said, but this one girl was a little different. He didn't sow his wild oats the way he thought he was going to. He said he just really walked around a lot, got to know the place, went to the beach, bought some art. Just to digress for 1 second, he told me that the artwork that he bought was very inexpensive. Very, very reasonably priced. He said he felt guilty buying the artwork because he felt he was ripping the artist off. He got oil paintings on canvas for $25. He was so impressed by it. He said that once he got home, the frames cost a lot more for the paintings, which is probably true. Not probably true, is true. Now, he did give an important point to those of you who do love to collect art and love to take little trinkets home with you. Don't worry, they can take the artist can take the canvas off of the frame and fold the canvas up for you. And you can fold that canvas up and put it on your carry-on. He put his on his carry-on. I think he said he bought about 3 pieces of art. And now the sweet thing is he bought artwork that reminded him of his mom. She loved elephants. And so he bought artwork with elephants on it. How sweet is that? I know my son would do the same thing. Like, it's just a guy that really loves his mom, beautiful. Anyway, I know his mom's shining down on him from heaven, his angel, and his brother. Music was such a pleasure to talk to, and I know you're listening to this music. I hope you like the name I chose for you. And thank you so much. God bless your mom. God bless your brother. And you too for sharing your story. But now let me get more into it. So guys, Music said to me he wants to send her money. He didn't have sex with her that night, the first night they shared together, but he thought she was mad cool. He was like, this woman is cool, beautiful, down to earth. He enjoyed his night with her. Didn't have sex the first night. He took her home the next morning. When she got home, she looked at him and she said, Music, come into my home. I want to show you my apartment. So she showed him her humble home. And he was like, wow, he was honored to be able to see where this woman lives. And she said to him, my son doesn't know I work for money and like work as a working girl. And he said, no worry, it's okay, And he said that there was another woman in the house watching the son. And when he stepped foot into the house, the woman dispersed. She was like, gone. So he was like, okay, he could tell that she doesn't bring men home all the time. She could tell that he could tell that she was just a good girl. Her circumstances were her circumstances, but it is what it is. And he started to really feel for this woman. He started to see the inside of her soul, not just the outside body. And he started to respect her heart. And the more they got to know each other, the more he realized he's coming back. Like, he likes her. But he's also being very careful and very mindful of not getting caught up in any scams. And that's exactly what he said to me, Cerise. I'm just trying to be careful here. I want to send the girl money because I know it's difficult there at this time. And I said to him, yeah, it's not a scam. She wants some money for a reason. She's not going on the streets. And I know of another guy, I don't like to say names, but we'll just call him, I'll rhyme with his name. How about that? We'll call him Kiko, but his name's not Kiko. His name is 4 letters. He knows who I'm talking about. I don't need to say anymore. So I want to be confidential, and he's well known here. So, and his name's not Kiko, but it rhymes with it. And it's not Miko. So anyway, he said to me, Kiko said to me, Cerise, because he has girl 1, 2, and 3 all the time. He'll go through the 3 girls, and he lives here. He's an expat as well. And he'll go through 3 girls. And so him and I very often will sit down, and I'll ask him, so how's girl 1 doing? How's girl 2 doing? How's girl 3 doing? And he'll always tell me, and we talk about them. One girl turned herself over to God, but that's for another story. Let me just say what he told me about the girls. I was speaking to him this morning, and I said to him, so how are the girls? And he's like, well, I talk to one once a week, but the other ones just seem to disappear. They really seem to be taking this corona thing seriously. And he's like, that's good. He's like, I'm not so worried about the working girls, with other men or tourists or anything, because it is what it is. He's like, but I'm more worried about them being in the colmados and shopping and getting things done and taking things back, and stuff. He said, so it's nice to see that they are actually taking things seriously. And he said that on their Facebook, he's Facebook friends with a lot of the working girls, and he says on the Facebook, usually he will see them taking pictures at a pool or a villa where they're at with their customer. But he said lately he sees their home, their apartments, like he sees them doing their pictures in their own apartment, and it's nice to see that they're staying inside. So that's very interesting. Now, if they're staying inside, you know what that means? They're not getting any money. So what scam is going on? So I said to Music, Music, I got to tell you right now, for her to be looking out for herself like that, it should be impressive. She doesn't want to go hang out in the street. She's not going to go, to Caribbean Express trying to get some money and get herself to a colmado for rum and beer. No, she's not doing that. She's not trying to get to a secret underground party. She doesn't even want to go outside. She just wants to go to the bank machine, get her cash, get her food, and go back home. And I like the chick. I like her. When she messaged me and she said straight up, I got a man in America that wants to send me money. I was like, girl, I got your back. That's that. And so anyway, I said to Music, I understand your concern 100%, but sending her a few bucks for food is not a crime. Look at it that way. And also, so he's like, well, Cerise, what do you think about, I send her 200 and I send you 100. I was like, what? Gee, I'm not even a working girl on the street, and I'm getting 100. But I said to him, you know what? I'll take my 100 in blessings, and if you can just send me prayers, that would be great. And I told him, hang on a little while, please, like next couple of weeks, because we've just gotten another 15 days, and in quarantine, and it's not over until April 18th. And if you want to send money, then maybe I can help a few families. But let's just hold out until the rough patch comes, because Dominicans are very, very smart, and they're very caring. They share with each other. No one's starving too much, and no Dominican is going to watch another Dominican starve if they have something to give. They're very caring and giving here. So I said to him, keep that 100 for me aside, for now, just send blessings. And he's like, okay, all right. And he's like, well, do you think, 200 is good for her? I'm like, 10,000 pesos? That's wonderful. 10,000 pesos, 200 American dollars. With that, she can, it could last her for a month. Some people only get $250 a month here to survive on, and they're working, right? They make it work. Their rent is cheap. Some people only pay $60 a month for rent, and that's true story, because I pay only 7,000 pesos a month for rent, which is like 140 American bucks. And I have a 2-bedroom apartment in Los Chiramicos, 5-minute walk away from the beach. So it is true, the rent is cheap here. And also, I help people find apartments, so I do know the rent is cheap here, but a lot of Dominicans, they pay a lot less as well. So, she can make that. With that $200, he would be paying her rent and getting her food for a few weeks. So when he heard that, he was like, I'm sending her 300. I was like, oh my gosh, like my heart just for this girl, because I know this girl's a serious cat. This girl's not a haggard hoe. Sorry, I had to say it, but she's not. She's on the ball. This girl has a bank account. This girl has a bank card. This girl is, she's a smart one. And that's what you want. You want to know that you're dealing with a woman that is not trying to run out in the streets desperately. You want a woman that's going to use her common sense, because a woman that uses her common sense is going to use her common sense again when all this is done, and she's going to have your back. Anyway, when she asked him for money, you know what she said to him? I will give it back to you somehow, some way. When you come back here to the Dominican Republic, you can stay in my house. If your standards are not too high and you don't mind staying where I live, my place is yours. Like, please. But right now, just at this moment, help is necessary. And, I believe her. I believe that she would let him stay in her place, like, no problem. And not just because he would buy food and help pay the rent, but because she would really love to do that. I could tell that she likes him more than just a job. I can tell. He's cutie too. He is a cutie. I saw a photo of him on WhatsApp. Very nice looking man, and speaks very well, eloquent when he speaks. And, he's trying to learn Spanish as well. And for a new person here, I'm quite impressed with what he has learned. He's like, Cerise, I watched all your videos. And he's like, I listened to all your stories, so here's a story for you. I was like, really? Thank you. And it's such a relevant story because it's about quarantine right now. And it's about also a lot of you guys out there who may be feeling like, oh my gosh, the scams. There is no scam right now. No one can scam anything. There's no tiendas open. Okay, it's not like the girl's asking for food and she wants to go get her nails done. It's not like the girl's asking for food and she wants to go get her hair done. It's not like the girl's asking for food and she wants to go on a shopping spree for clothes. No, nothing is open. She needs food, and that is that, and that is the truth. And there is no scam. Let me say it this way. They may need it for something else, perhaps drugs or something, alcohol. But I could tell this girl that left the message for me, no way, Jose. This girl is on top of things. You can tell she doesn't look all haggard. She looked good. She looked like a young, pretty girl, like just getting her thing together, trying hard to survive in life. And with this halt in the world right now, it would be difficult. Sorry about the noise in the background, guys. There's going to be a lot of noise. But anyway, that's exactly what's going on. I just wanted to be very, very real with you guys. If you have a woman and she's asking you for money and you're wondering if she is being honest with you, now at this point in time, she probably is. Probably is. It wouldn't hurt to send 1,000 pesos to her bank account. Ask her if she has a bank account. This would be a really good time to get to know her real name as well. Her real name, her bank account address, bank account number. You could always shoot her over a couple of bucks if you want to in the future. This is a time where a lot of girls are needing something. So pay heed to your chica, and if she needs something, offer it. I don't think it would hurt that much, and it's not going to put that much of a dent in your pocket at all. I got to tell you, when I got this story, I was like, wow, this guy really respects this woman, and I hope they work it out. I hope they can work it out. I hope they become boyfriend and girlfriend. He seems like he has a lot of common sense, and she seems like a really good, like she's on the ball. She seems like she's the type of woman that doesn't want to be a working girl and would be the perfect wife to a man that would just take her off the streets and make her into a housewife. Even though that old saying that Ray reminded me of today, you can't make a hoe into a housewife. Yes, you can here. Maybe not in Canada where they're choosing to be that way, because in Canada, it's a choice. Here, it's not as much of a choice. Everyone has a choice around the world whether to sell their body or not, but here it's just more of a convenient way of surviving. And there's no welfare system. In Canada, people can go on welfare and, stuff like that, but it's a choice more there. Okay, I'm Canadian, so, especially downtown Toronto. I know a few women downtown Toronto. I was raised in the hood. I know more than a few. A few of my cousins were working girls back in the day. You guys should check out one of my videos that I have up with my cousin who is a reformed crack addict, and she told her whole story about how when she used to prostitute and everything. It's up on YouTube, but you have to kind of go through my videos. Probably about 2 years ago, the video, before my DR videos. And so, I wanted to promote my cousin because she was I think 15 years clean at the time. So I know prostitutes from all around the world, and especially downtown Toronto from the hood. And here, it's a different type of thing. Here it is an occupation. Here it is not frowned upon. Here it could be frowned upon from some people, but here it's just a thing, and it's accepted. So, and I think it's a grown, mature thing, Why are we going to rag on people for survival? That's the way some of the ladies survive here, and it is what it is. So, getting back to music and this young lady, I really hope they can work it out because music seems like he likes her. Music already has a sense that he can trust her, and I feel where he's coming from because she was straight out the gate when she said hello to me on the phone. She wasn't sneaky. Those sneaky girls that have the innocent voice. Hi, I know, nothing like that. She was like, hi, bum, 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 right down to business. And I like that a lot, like I said. So she wasn't trying to skirt corners or, present flowers. She was just telling me straight off the bat, I need your help and I need your help now. Can you please let this man know it's not a scam? Just let him know he's getting my real name and my bank account number. And I'm like, that's true, because a lot of these ladies don't like to give you their real name unless they are getting money from you, like at Caribbean Express. And sometimes they don't even want to give you that real name. They'll give you their friend's real name or something of that nature, right? As they never know, who could try to set them up. So, yeah, guys, I just wanted to tell you that story. I really wanted to say, don't assume that everything is a scam, please. And don't assume that every woman is trying to get something from you. You guys that do come here and you are looking for good fun all the time and you're worried about scams, think about all the good times that you have had here prior. And think about the people that you know now. Throwing them at $20, 1,000 pesos is really nothing. You're not going out as much. You're not going to bars. You're not going to clubs. You're saving some money, I think. You should be, for those of you who are at least still getting money or something. So think about the ladies, please. Your Chica may need your help. Don't think she's scamming. All right, that's my public service announcement for today. Not only that, it's Sosua Shore Stories. And you guys, I hope you're keeping safe. I trust that you're all well. Thank you so much for joining me. If you want to send me your story, you can at cerisefairfax@gmail.com, my email address, or you can contact me directly on my cell phone at 829-702-7726, and you can tell me your story. Feel free to leave me a voice note right now during quarantine. You guys are all home, but you guys are all busy, and you guys are blowing up my WhatsApp, and I don't mind. I love it. You know that. But at the same time, I may not be able to answer every call. So please, on WhatsApp, get the app if you don't have it. It's a free app. It's on Wi-Fi. It doesn't cost you anything extra on your internet to add it to your cell phone if you have a smartphone. And you can talk internationally for free, send videos, send photos, and stay in touch with everyone around the world. That is my preferred method of communication. So if you don't have it, please get it. And leave me your voice note with your whole entire story. I don't care if it's 10 minutes long, okay? I love it all. I'll make notes, and then I will also message you back and let you know when I'll be posting your story. Okay, guys, take care. I have another story coming up right after this one. I'm going to keep them coming. Take care, guys. I love you.
Every single day